Hello everyone. So I wanted to share a layout that I made, and I used this sketch. Unfortunately, I was unable to find a link to this sketch. I had done a screenshot on my phone and I really did want to create it, but I was unable to find the link. So I did want to give credit to where it originated from, and that was Scrapbook Workstat, Workstat, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the drop down. And there was quite a few other sketches that were amazing that I found on the internet that were linked with that particular name as well. So I went ahead and used just a plain cardstock for the background that has a little bit of texture to it, and that came in the Cake by the Ocean May Scraptastic kit, and that color is called My Color Cardstock, or this My Color Cardstock is the brand, and it's called Sweetie Pie. And then I chose some of the floral paper from the Pink Paisley line, and that is number 11, and that is what I used for the other triangles on the sides. And I wanted to use a dark pink matting, and I wasn't able to find one, or I actually used up all that pink paper, so I had to go to my stash for that. And I am using an older paper from an older Scraptastic kit, and that is a dark watercolor wash, and on the other side has some hexagons, and I believe that was a Scraptastic exclusive. However, I don't have the name on that anymore. So when I was setting up the sketch, I realized that my photos were larger than I wanted them to be. So I went ahead and cut them down, but I did want to keep the white background. So I have a 1/4 of an inch background and just plain white cardstock around it, just so that I could have that same look. And I'm going to go ahead and place the title. Those are Thickers by American Crafts and Fancy, and I chose the word play. I'm going to be telling a story about how my daughter, how she is, and so I don't mind that these photos, you can't like really focus in on her. She's at a distance, and you just see her running and having a great time at the beach. And so it's more about the story than it is about the photo for this layout. And I've been doing that a lot with the past few photos that I took of the family at the beach. So I'm going ahead and placing some of the watercolored florals. Unfortunately, I'm out of those, and I'm so sad. But I did get 3 layouts using those. I cut up some of the Pink Paisley paper, number 7, and I used those as embellishments. I just love those so much, and it was a lot of fun placing those around on all of my layouts so far. While I was laying some of those down, I realized that one fit absolutely perfectly in with my journaling, the way that I have my journaling lines set up, and that was actually an awesome accident, and so I love that. So I wanted to make sure that one stayed exactly where it was at. The rest of them, I just kind of threw around wherever. I like the idea of having florals and things like this just kind of look natural, and in nature things are not lined up. So I just kind of went with whatever was, easy. And so I am going to be placing, the leaves now. And then I'm going to go through and pick some of the phrases from the word and phrase sticker sheets by Pink Fresh Studio, and that's called Felicity. And some of the phrases that I chose, I really wanted to make sure that they went with the story that I was trying to tell. So I will go ahead and read some of those because there's quite a few, and I'll be doing that next as soon as I'm done gluing these down. I chose Life Was Meant for Good Friends and Adventures. Today I'm excited about everything. Somewhere between here and there I found happiness and find joy in the ordinary. And I thought that those were just absolutely perfect because my daughter is she's so happy anytime she's going anywhere or doing anything. She just has to be so busy all the time. And I know that that's very typical of some children, but absolutely of her. She is my fourth child out of 5, and she is definitely the most busy kid that I know. So I did want one of the florals to go off of the page on the bottom, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut around that one. And here's the phrase stickers. I'm not sure exactly where I wanted clusters, and I don't know if I really had even chose at this point. I just wanted to make sure that I put quite a few of these phrases down. I don't know if this is true for most of you, but I struggle using little words and little phrases on exactly where I want to put them. Sometimes if it's just a single word, I can add it with a cluster. But I definitely wanted to use some of these. I love how inspirational they are. So I am just kind of choosing to put them on the florals, and I believe I did put one with each little floral cluster. I love the way that these look kind of distressed and watercolored, and it has a lot of pinks and a little bit of teal splashes, so it matches this layout really, really well. I did use I edited the photo, and I didn't change any of the colors because I love the way that the colors looked. What I used was a focus. It blurs out the background and it just brings my daughter into focus, and you might be able to see that in the still shots. I'm kind of hoping. So I'm going ahead and placing some of the die cuts that I had chose. And that is from the Pink Paisley Fancy Free. I chose the little circular die cut that says "So Fun," and 2 of the little hearts that have a bottom diagonal silver and the top half of the heart is in pink and one is in teal. And I'm adding those. Here's where I'm choosing my clusters. I chose to put the die cuts down kind of by the words, and that way I kind of had a little triangle of a kind of a cluster. I'm going to add some enamel dots and things in those areas as well. I chose some enamel dots from my stash, and I have quite a few different colors, and so it wasn't too difficult to find some that matched this kit. And so I chose, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. So I chose some of the lime green that matches the leaves and the watercolor floral really, really well. I chose a teal, a light pink, a darker pink, and I believe that's it, yes. And so I'm going to go ahead and place 3 with each cluster, except on the bottom cluster, I did add 2 extras on that little circular die cut, and I chose 2 of the smallest that they had, one in the lime green and one in teal. And I'm trying not to be too fussy about where I'm placing them. I am also going to go ahead and choose to add some of the thickers. I'm going to choose the little X's or plus signs, and I'm going to put those throughout my clusters as well. And that is all I'm going to add. So I'll read the journaling really quick, and it states, "You always love to stay busy, and you love to do new things, and you love going somewhere, anywhere. You especially love doing things with the family." And so the still shots are going to be coming up. Thanks all for watching. Bye.